Your Honor, we first submitted an integrated draft, which has the provisions that I shared with you there, the regional offices, the elevation of the position to higher position. We had that. It was transferred by the Office of the President to the Department of Budget and Management because of the, we are requesting for a legal unit. We don't have a legal unit, she's our only lawyer. And we are reviewing laws and policies. So, and during the election, we were being asked by the media, file a case against this candidate. Why can't you file a case? How can we file a case? We don't have a lawyer. So we would like to have a lawyer to strengthen our mechanism. We want to have a legal office to strengthen our mechanism. And we also would like to strengthen our subnational presence. So we will be appreciating your continuing consultation with us when you draft the bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Any more questions from the member? Honorable Sarah Elago. Ma'am Joy Macabagal Arroyo.
Madam Chair. First, I'd like to congratulate the chairperson of the Commission on Women for a very comprehensive report and with very concrete suggestions for what this committee can do. The GAD budget, to me, is the biggest way to help gender equity. But Madam Chairwoman of the Commission was saying that their department is not carrying out and not complying with the GAD budget requirements. So that really gives us an idea or a suggestion that we can do an inquiry here in aid of legislation on how the different departments execute the GAD budget. My second and last question is, Madam Chair, you've mentioned that Madam Chairman of the Commission, you've mentioned that so many departments don't comply. But before you said that, I noted that you said that we should have an inquiry in aid of legislation on the PSF, which is the survival fund, survival in the face of climate change. So, but you're saying that there's not enough attention given to women under that. That's what I was surprised about, because you singled it out, and yet there are many departments not complying.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That the PSF is mainly for local government units. Even in the GAD budget, the LGUs are not our responsibility according to the implementing rules and regulations. So we are only with the departments, state colleges, and universities, and even the GOCCs. So, hindi po, compare po sa Climate Change Commission, at baka po pwede rin na yung PSF Council nila ang patawagin, and ask the head of the agency to be the one to represent the agency.
Yun nga. So therefore, the PSF non-compliance, so to speak, is just part of the entire non-compliance of many agencies.
Opo, pero meron po silang sariling lang guidelines kasi. At meron din po silang sariling batas. May sariling batas din po ang GAD budget, which is the GAA nga po. So, my argument with them is, if you are taking money from the government, 5% of that should be clearly for women. But this is something that they are saying, it's very difficult because our targets are third-class, fourth-class municipalities. They will not understand. And I said, we're going to provide the technical support. If they need support in the development of the project proposals for the PSF, we will give them the technical assistance.
So you singled it out, aside from the general observation that many agencies don't follow GAD, because you have an argument with them. You've already been arguing with them.
Sir, Madam Representative, the Philippine Commission on Women is singled out in the law as part of the council. And we have a staff dedicated.
And you're there.
And I was there for the first time. And when I was there, I told them my argument that this is a part of the GAD budget. We have to make it gender responsive.
So you're there, you still think we need to include them in the inquiry in aid of
I think it's
legislation?
going to help. I think they are going to have a second thought about trying to ignore the imperative, because I want it to happen immediately, because climate change cannot wait for us. It's happening. So
Conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the GAD compliance and make the Climate Change Commission the first agency to be inquired on. Is that okay with you? Okay, so move, Madam.
Yes,
I second the motion.
second. Yes, Honorable Montes.
Madam Chair, I would just like to inform the committee that several weeks ago I delivered a privileged speech on the utilization of GAD budget, and yesterday at the Committee on Rules it was referred to the Committee on Women. So the Committee on Women has now jurisdiction over that privileged speech, and my office is also finalizing a resolution that I will be filing about that also. So I would like to seek the support of my fellow women legislators for that intervention. Thank you so much, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
I was mayor for 9 years in my town, and I can relate to what our chairwoman have been saying about how local government units are utilizing their GAD budget. In my experience, whenever there is a meager budget for the town, usually they would just suggest they will utilize it for T-shirts and food. And I would always tell them and correct them that it would be good if we will be using the funds so that after they left the gymnasium of after an activity, there is something they add to themselves. There is learning there. And so we tried to change that. I think I would like to suggest, Madam Chair, that if we could come up with parameters on how to utilize the fund, a bill that will be agreed upon by different groups like the People's Organization, that the People Support and the GAD Chair, along with the members of the legislative group, to come up with parameters to be set on how funds will be utilized so that it will be used in a manner that would truly help them become empowered women in our communities.
Madam Chair, point of order.
Yes.
I have a pending motion.
Oh,
Yes, Madam.
I'm
Chair.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Ma'am Honorable. But there is a motion from Representative Clara Macapagal Arroyo for the conducting the committee to conduct the inquiry on the GAD compliance. This was seconded by Honorable Legamo. Having no objection, the motion is approved. The motion is hereby adopted.
Can I add?
Continue. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. There's another thing also, because being a representative of the 3rd District, there's a mention here of the People Support Fund and how it is being used. I would like to also ask if it has been the digital, the digital home-based training entrepreneurship. Has this been started already? Has this been rolled out already?
it has been rolled out by UPAPRU, the Office of the President for Peace and Unity. And because I am also a member of the Council on Peace and Security, but this was decided by them in consultation with local government units, and we don't have a say on how the local government units can use. For the departments, we have clear guidelines, and it's being reviewed every year. It is signed by DILG, it is signed by Department of Budget and Management. So, dyan po sa ganyan, wala po. And,
But because just like the Tunong tulong-dunong of CHED na it has been cascaded to the different representatives of different districts nationwide. We also would like to see if this have been rolled out already and whether or not it has impacted the lives of our women in the 3rd district, because this is really something good.
So meron na po, I can inquire with the Connected Women, which is the one that's making it happen in the local government units. And maybe we can ask them to submit information to this body on the status. Kasi po 300,000 ang target nila, pero sa tingin ko wala pa ngayong 100,000 ang nare-reach nila because it's a little bit expensive also. So we are willing to help give a push if it is necessary. But right now, yun nga po. Isa pa yun sa dapat po nating tingnan kasi pag LGU na, DILG na po yan. So wala po kaming jurisdiction. But of course, many of the complaints, because this is being audited by the COA. So the reports from the COA are also reaching us. And many of the findings are coming from local government units.
Yes, so again, if I may suggest, Madam Chair, that if we could also request the agency concerned to give a report on this matter, because we're very interested to also give it a push so that we will be able to extend so much help to our women counterpart in the communities that we lead. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sorry again, I have a question related to that.
Yes, ma'am.
Because the Madam Chairperson of the commission was talking about, I mean, you have many, what do you call this, just talking about the letters and not the word. So you talked about the PSF. Now I'm confused. Is PFS People Survival Fund or People Support Fund? Because I was looking it up in the internet, it's People Survival Fund. There is a People Support Foundation, but that's an NGO.
This is covered by a law. It's People Survival Fund.
Support.
Sorry if I made a mistake.
To everything else.
Sorry, Madam Chair, because I was only also listening to what was being said. Yeah, so that's the reason why my line of questioning is towards that direction. Thank you.
Okay, any more clarifications or inquiry? Honorable Lago.
Yes, maraming salamat, Madam Chair. Maganda rin na nabanggit ng PCW yung tungkol sa kailangan na focus sa pagbabago ng norms. Lalong-lalo na yung involvement ng men and boys sa advocacy for women's rights and gender equality. And even the attendance of this committee briefing is telling of that. We're all women. Nasaan na yung mga, nasaan na yung mga members natin na allies. We have many allies here. Pero kailangan talaga natin ng mas malaking involvement sa men and boys. At hindi maging automatic na kailangan talaga consistent, sustained efforts na to involve them, encourage them, urge them na to not only support, but even lead efforts to end violence against women and all genders. Second, Madam Chair, the PCW also presented how the Philippines is one of the highest in terms of gender parity in East Asia and the Pacific. But what the numbers do not show is that we are still relatively low in terms of economic participation and opportunities for women, and even one of the lowest in terms of political participation. And kaya yun yung challenge sa atin. Pagdating sa measures na titingnan natin, kailangan din natin pag-aralan kung paano rin tayo makakapag-impluwensya, for example, sa ibang mga committees, halimbawa sa labor and employment, pagdating sa pagbubukas pa ng mas maraming oportunidad para sa mga kababaihan na makapagtrabaho, magkaroon ng security of tenure, magkaroon ng kabuhayan. Gayon din, Madam Chair, kitang-kita natin yung kawalan ng compliance ng GAD ng mga agencies na nabanggit na sana mapanagot natin sa ating isasagawa na inquiry. Pero gusto ko rin magbigay ng concern at mag-raise ng concern sa kung paano natin talaga dinidisenyo yung buong national budget, no, kung gaano ito ka gender inclusive at gender responsive. For instance, na-present kanina yung halaga ng care work, ng care economy. Pero isa sa may pinakamalaking budget cut yung Early Childhood Care and Development Council. Bakit ganon, di ba? Napakababa din ng budget para sa community, sa child development center sa mga daycare workers. Mababa rin ang pondo para sa maternal health and reproductive health services. So kumbaga, hindi nag-a-align yung gusto nating mangyari pagdating sa sitwasyon ng mga kababaihan sa kung paano tayo nagpupondo sa iba't ibang ahensya ng pamahalaan. Kaya ho, mahalaga rin na tingnan talaga natin kung paano magkakaroon ng ngipin yung PCW sa pagpapalakas sa kanila. Kasi ganun din yung parehong problema ng Climate Change Commission pagdating sa People Survival Fund. Sabi nila, hindi naman sila yung talagang decisive doon pagdating sa allocation ng funding, ma-ensure na yung most marginalized and affected areas and peoples are, funded, financed. Sinasabi nila yung mga pinakamahirap na mga municipalities natin, wala namang kakayahan na gumawa ng mga proposals, no, to get their projects and programs funded. So yung mga ganung mga challenges, panahon na para yung ganitong mga mahalagang komisyon, lagyan talaga natin ng ngipin na pagdating sa, hindi lang ngipin pero pati pondo na rin. Pondo na rin para magawa yung mga kinakailangan nila sang-ayon sa kanilang mahalagang mandato. And lastly, Madam Chair, baka na-overlook ko lang sa mga priority legislative agenda, no? Pero sang-ayon sa 2024 Seal of Good Local Governance for Barangay, 40% ng mga barangay VAUDESC natin are only moderately functional, low functional, and non-functional. So ibig sabihin, kaya marami ding mga kababaihan nahihirapan mag-report sa barangay kasi baka yung kalagayan ay hindi nila makita, hindi nila maramdaman, o ay hindi nila nakukuha yung kailangan nilang support na para sa mga kaso ng domestic violence at iba pang mga gender-based violence sa kanilang mga barangay. Kaya yung pag-review sa Magna Carta of Women, specifically on the provision of barangay VAUDESC, na strengthening barangay VAUDESC, na possibly ensuring security of tenure of VAUDESC officers. Kasi yan po usually, di ba, ako-terminus yan, na walang regular na trabaho, pa iba-ibang training, hindi regular, at ang baba ng sahod. Usually, honorarium lang po yan, o kaya napakaliit na compensation. Sa study po namin, nasa 5,000 to 8,000 lang monthly. At mataas pa po yun. Yung iba less than 1,000, no? Depende sa mga barangay. Kaya, I hope this also becomes one of the priority agenda of the Committee on Women and Gender Equality, strengthening our VAUDESC and looking into the implementation of the Magna Carta of Women. Maraming salamat.